Okay, so now we're back again on Excel because I want to teach you how does the triangular arbitrage works conceptually first. What is triangular arbitrage and why does it exist? So, because remember, arbitrage is when you make a profit without any risk. You don't have any risk of losing because you find a mistake in the market, and that's what I'm going to show you. So for this example, now I'm going to talk about, again, about the cross rate. And in this case, I'm talking about Poland and Mexico. You will see in my classes, I talk a lot about Poland because I'm married to a Polish girl. So we talk a lot about Poland, and I actually know the exchange rate between Mexican peso and Polish zloty. So that's why in this case, I'm talking about Polish zloty. So in this exercise, we have the Polish zloty and dollar exchange rate, and then we have pesos and dollar exchange rate, and I am asking you to get the cross rate between Mexican pesos and Polish zloty. So nothing new, right? And it's pretty easy because I have dollars in the denominator and dollars in the denominator here. Pretty easy, really, really easy. So what I am going to do is only to divide. I don't have to switch anything. I already have both in the both same currencies on the denominator. I don't need to be careful when dividing because in this case it's peso over zloty. And in the end, I end up with 5 pesos over zloty. So this cross rate is what we also call the fair price, the correct price, the theoretically correct price. And why is it correct theoretically, or why is it fair, like the right price? And let me explain you. Imagine that you have $100 and I am asking you to triangulate these dollars. What does triangulate means? I am asking you to convert your dollars to any of the currencies. Let's think about Polish zloty. So I am asking you to move from, where can I find like this? Here it is. So I am asking you to move from dollars because you start in dollars. And then from dollars, you move to Polish zloty, sorry, dollars to Polish zloty. Then from Polish zloty, you move to the other currency that you have, which is pesos. And then from there, you go back to dollars, okay? So if you triangulate this, you will end up having the same amount of money. Let me show you. So the first step is to buy Polish zloty, right? I will go step by step showing you how it works. So the first step is that I have $100 because here I am telling you have $100. So you have $100, and let me make it clear as in the other way, like in the other video, $100 over one. Why? Because if I see dollars as a fraction, it's like dollars over one. And then I need to bring the exchange rate of the dollars and the Polish zloty, which is this one, 4, okay? And then it will be zloty over dollar, like this, 4. And the next question is, do I multiply or do I divide to convert dollars to zloty? In this case, we multiply, right? Because we have dollars on top and dollars at the bottom. So to cancel dollars, I need to multiply. And in the end, I finish with 400 zloty. So I am done until here, right? I moved from here to here. There are 2 more steps. So the second step is to buy pesos. So now I have 400 Polish zloty. Just copy. Then I need to write the exchange rate for Polish zloty and pesos. You always be careful in every step about taking the right exchange rate. So in this case, exchange rate will be 5, the one that we just calculated, okay? 5 Polish zloty over dollar. And the answer will be, and the answer, and the, I will just copy again the format. And the exchange rate is pesos over Polish zloty. And again, multiply or divide. So the answer is multiply because I have zloty on top, zloty at the bottom. So they are crossed, so it's a multiplication. So it will be 2,000 pesos. I am done with the second step. I was here, then I moved here, and now I am here. So step 3 is to buy dollars again. Now I have 2,000 pesos. So this is pesos. And I need to write the exchange rate for the pesos to dollar because this is the one that I am talking about, pesos and dollars. Okay, so it is 20 pesos over dollar. Peso, I will just copy pesos over dollar. And finally, multiply or divide. In this case, I need to divide because I have pesos on top on both, right? Top and top. I need to divide to cancel pesos. And I will end up with exactly the same amount of money that I started, $100. So this is the way to prove that this is the fair price, that 5 is the fair price. But what happens, and sadly, I will delete all of this. But what will happen if instead of 5, because 5 is the fair price, the right price, theoretically correct price. What happens if someone in the bank makes a mistake or something happens, but instead of selling the zlotys at 5, they are selling it at 5.1? Well, what happens in there is that there is a mistake in the market, and that's the first thing that you need to notice. So the first question that I will be asking you every time that I ask you to find an arbitrage opportunity is there an opportunity for arbitrage? Or is it possible to make arbitrage? This question, how do you answer to this question? You answer to this question by calculating the cross rate. So I will calculate a cross rate, which I did earlier, but the cross rate is like this: 20 over 4, and this 5 is pesos over zloty, right? This is, the cross rate is 5, so it's only 20 over 4, and it's peso over zloty. If this number is different to this one, and take note of this, if this number is different to this one, if it doesn't matter if it's higher or lower, it only matters that it is different. If it's not 5.0, like in here, because this is 5.000, then the answer to the question is yes, it is possible to make arbitrage. Why? Because there is a mistake in the market. When the cross rate is not the same as the market, then there is a mistake in the market. And you can answer yes, because the cross rate is different to the market. And with that, we can go on, okay? So the first step is always to calculate the cross rate. Imagine that they don't make the mistake, that in the market they show exchange rate of 5. You will answer no, because the cross rate is the same as the market. So then the answer is no. But imagine that something happened and they have 5.1. So now the second question is, show me the arbitrage strategy. So show me the arbitrage strategy means do the triangulation that gives you profit. Okay, so let's do that triangulation. And here it's important that you know something, because you can have two different triangles, and this is something important. You can have the triangle that we just did, like here, dollars, and then from dollars you move to Poland, and then from Poland you move to Mexico, and then from Mexico to the US, or you can do it the other way around. But you always start in dollars, or at least in this exercise, because I tell you, you have $100. If I tell you you have 100 pesos, you start from pesos, but you start in dollars because I am giving you dollars. So you start in dollars, and the other triangle that you can make is to move to Mexico, then to Poland, and then come back to dollars. So you have two options. Let's start with this option. So step number 1 is to buy zloty, Polish zloty. So you have $100, and this is 1, okay? And the exchange rate for dollars and zloty, because this is what we are talking about on step one, dollars and zloty. Dollars and zloty is this one, 4, and it is zloty over dollar. So the question is multiply or divide. So in this case is multiplying, and you will finish with zloty because you are canceling the dollars, okay? Step 2, buy pesos. So now we have 400 zloty over 1. And we need to write the exchange rate between peso and Poland. Peso and Poland. Here's something important. Again, write in your notes, super important. Because we have two, right? We have the market, which are these 3 exchange rates, and we have the cross rate, the theoretical cross rate. You need to use the market, okay? Every time that you do a triangle, you use the market. Don't use the cross rate. The cross rate is only to answer to this question. And once that you answer to that question, you are done, you finish, okay? You forget about the cross rate. So in the exercise, use the market. These are market quotes, okay? These ones are market quotes, these 3. So use the market, 5.1. This is peso over zloty. Again, multiply or divide, so it will be multiplying because it's on top and not the bottom, and this will give you 20,040 pesos. Then step 3 is to go back to dollars, buy dollars, and in this case it will be 2,040 pesos. And then we write the exchange rate for pesos over dollar, right? That's the one that we have in here, pesos over dollar. And this is pesos over dollar. And divide or multiply, we need to divide. And this is dollar. So as you can see, we finish with more dollars. So in the end, you just only need to calculate the difference, this minus this. So this is the initial investment. $2 profit, okay? $2 profit. So with this, you finish the second question. Show me the arbitrage strategy. So 2 final things that I need to tell you before we are completely done with the exercise. What's going on? Losing track. $2. I hope you understand this. So 2 very important things that you need to remember before I'm finished with this. So the first thing that you need to know is that in the other triangle, and this is only for triangular arbitrage, in the other triangle, you will have a loss, okay? So we were lucky because we picked up this one and we got profit. But in the other one, we will have a loss. So if you want to practice this at home, you can do it like step 1, buy pesos. Step 2, buy step 3, buy dollars, right? Like I can even do it super quick without so much data. I will copy all of this. I'll try to do it super quick just to show you that you will get a loss, okay? So all of this. It's $100 and I am moving to pesos, so I need to use the 20 pesos. This is pesos. And then I need to divide, no, to multiply this times this, and I have 20,000 pesos. Then I have 2,000 pesos, and I convert that to zlotys using this one. I'm not using the 5.1. This is peso over zloty, and now I need to divide. And then I move to dollars, and I have this amount of zloty, and then use the exchange rate zloty dollar. And then I multiply. No, I divide. No, this over this. This is dollar. I end up with a loss of this minus the initial investment. This is a loss. and this is dollar. So this is something important. Like I was telling you, take note of this. So you can have a loss. If you choose the one that you have a loss, don't worry, just do it the other way around. And the second thing that I want you to remember, the first thing that you need to remember is that in one triangle you will have profit, like here, and in the other triangle you will have a loss. It's not exactly the same. It can be similar depending on the spread, but it can be similar. But the point is that in one triangle you have profit and the other one loss. What happens if we weren't that lucky and we chose first to do this one? It doesn't matter, just do it the other way around. At least you know that you got the wrong one. Because if you got loss and loss, you are doing something wrong, or if you got profit and profit, you are doing something wrong. So it's also a way to check if you are correct or you are incorrect. So it's something that you can use to make sure that you're doing it right. So, and finally, some students ask me, is it possible to know from here, where should I go? Where should I move? Like which triangle should I choose? The answer is yes, there is a way to do it, but it doesn't work with bid and ask, which is what we are going to do in the next class. So, and you will get confused if you know that, and it's worthless in the end, because in real life, bid and ask do exist. So I think it's worthless to get that trick. So it's better if you just choose one randomly, this or this one, and if you get a profit, then that's fine. You can do the other one just to check that you get a loss like I did. Or if you get the wrong one and you get a loss, don't worry, it's okay. You don't have to raise or anything. Just do the other one and tell me this is the one that gives you profit. Like this is the one that you need to do, right? That's why it's in yellow. So that's the end of the triangular arbitrage. This the end of this class. I hope that you find it interesting now that we are doing this into practice. I remember now something good about the pandemic is that you can use Excel because we usually do it by hand when we're in the classroom. But now you can do it in Excel. So I think it's easier. Just be careful when you are doing the formulas and all that, and read carefully too. So that's everything for today. In the next class, we're going to do a complication to this, which is doing this, but with bid and ask. So again, as always, watch the videos, try to do your activity and homework. And if you have any questions, you can come to Zoom and you can ask me. If you don't have any questions, you don't have to. So that's all for this week. Thank you.